Hey, this is Jill from Simple Daily Recipes. How are you? Are you feeling pretty good? I am. Now I'll tell you, last week y'all didn't hear from me because I was starting back to school last week. We finally came off of summer vacation, and we started up our homeschool week, and it was kind of a lot for me. I'm not very good at like doing a bunch of things at one time, well, I take that back. I'm really good at doing a bunch of things at one time, but if I want them all to be successful, well, then I can't do them all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to do a good job teaching my kids and not eating them like they're baby hamsters, I had to like put blogging aside and just focus on my sweet kids. And so that's what I did. That's why you didn't hear from me. But I'm back. I got my mojo back on, and I know when I'm going to do stuff, and so I'm ready to go. Now, okay, so yeah, when am I going to get to the recipe? Well, let's get to the recipe, because this fruit bread recipe is absolutely awesome. I came up with this from reading a bunch of different fruit recipes or breakfast bread recipes, and of course then I kind of went off my own favorite traditional banana bread recipe, and I just kind of took a little bit of this recipe and a little bit of that recipe, and I like that spice in that recipe, and I just kind of went, and there we have it. So, and I made this recipe because one of the things that helps us kind of, or one of the things that kind of helped my family and I, transition from summer vacation to getting back into the school routine was to have something fun for breakfast. So that was my intention. And let me just tell you right now, I've made 3 loaves, and not yet have we eaten this bread for breakfast. We keep eating it as snack and dessert. The first loaf that I made, my husband and I ate it in one night. I'm not exaggerating, and I probably shouldn't admit that, but that's what honestly happened. We ate an entire berry bread loaf, just the 2 of us. It was that good. I didn't even ask the kids, hey kids, you want a slice? I didn't even ask. We just ate. And you know what was the best part about eating that bread? The next day, I got on the scales, and I didn't gain any weight. I love eating a whole food plant-based diet. I love it. Okay. All right. Have you got your pen and paper ready? Because you need to write down this berry bread recipe, because it's very good. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's get busy. All right. Okay. Pen and paper ready? All right. Let's go. Okay. Let's start out in a large bowl and mash 2 cups worth of bananas, which for me that was like 2 large bananas and a medium banana, and I just mashed the dog out of them. Well, and then I added 1 cup of unsweetened soy milk, and I whisked those together and got it all smooth. Okay, so I made sure I had a nice smooth batter. And then right on top of that, I went against the grain. Normally we're supposed to, mix our wet ingredients and then mix our dry ingredients in a separate bowl and bring them together. Not me, man. I was a rebel. I just threw my dry ingredients right on top of my wet. And so here's what I did. I added 4 cups of whole wheat pastry flour. And yeah, you can just use whole wheat flour if you want to. 1 tablespoon of Vietnamese cinnamon, which is the best cinnamon in the world. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 cup of evaporated cane juice sugar. Okay? And you can use regular sugar if you want. And don't ask me about stevia. I don't eat it. I have no idea. Google it. Okay. And then I mixed all that in, folded that together until all the dry ingredients got absorbed by the wet ingredients, okay? It'll look good like that, nice and shiny and wet. And then from there, I added 1 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut and 2 cups of frozen mixed berries. You know, the bag that's got the blueberries and the raspberries and the blackberries together? That's what I used. And I tried to make sure there was plenty of raspberries in there, because the raspberries make this cake rock. Okay, now I gently folded that in together, and then I got out 2 standard loaf pans and oiled those really well. And I used coconut oil this time because that's what I had on hand. I didn't have anything else, so I just used a little bit of coconut oil to grease those pans. Then I divided the dough evenly, which came up to be about 3/4 of the way, or maybe 2/3 of the way up each pan. It got it all even. Got the batter evenly distributed. Pop those in the oven. Don't look at my dirty oven. Okay, and then I had the oven set for 350, and I started out baking at 35 minutes, but I'll tell you, with both those loaves in my oven, my 1973 oven, it turned out that I needed to bake these for about 55 minutes. It took that long to get both the loaves cooked all the way through, okay? And then I took those out. Look at them. Aren't they pretty? Oh, and they are so good. It was so hard not to just start eating right out of the pan. They're awesome. Okay, so then I let them sit in the pan for about 5 minutes, and then I turned them over onto a cooling rack, and I let them cool. And look at this. Check this out. Cut open those bad boys. Oh my gosh, they were awesome. Now, I'll be honest, this picture right here is from my first loaf where I did not have coconut flakes in it, so that's why you don't see any coconut flakes. But I'll tell you, the two that you just looked at, they look just like this, except there's coconut flakes in there, and it's really good. Now, you don't have to have the coconut flakes, but my husband and I just love that extra texture in there, so that's why I added it in. But this first loaf, I mean, it was awesome just like that. So there you go. Berry bread. And again, we've tried eating this for breakfast. That was my intention, to make it a breakfast bread. But so far, we keep eating it as a snack and eating it as a dessert. It hasn't actually made it as a breakfast. If you turn it into a breakfast food, let me know if you like it for breakfast or if you just prefer it for dessert. I don't know. It's really good. Okay, there you go. I'm going to let you go. You saw all the ingredients were easy and not hard and everything's simple. It didn't take very long. No different than any other fruit bread. Those, 55 minutes in the oven and you are set to go. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all eat healthy, have fun, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.